just to kind of like, obviously the last couple of years you said you've been doing your PT. I follow your the Instagram Super Fit, I think is, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um, Tell me about like how you kind of, when you took your break from boxing and set that up, because it's obviously grown, and you can see the
yeah.
passion that you enjoy it. Yeah, tell me a little bit about
It's
that.
it's really good. Obviously, I just all I've done is box. That's all I've known. So to be around boxing when I was taking a break, I always spoke about I'd like to get my own gym and do something around boxing because literally that's what I do. Um, but I didn't. It took me a while before I actually started. Then a good friend of mine, James Baxter, I got a gym in Romford, and I was speaking to him, and he got me a set of keys cut and said, "Listen, anytime you want to use the gym's there. Like my gym's your gym, so to speak." And I'm really grateful for him for doing that for me. I went down there a few times and done some like a few classes with him and really enjoyed it. And he's a PT himself, and he gives some tips and that, and just said go for it. Why not? Then I was doing that, and then a good friend of mine, Lewis Petit, his dad Tony Petit, had Nemesis amateur boxing gym, and he knew I was doing that, and then he said the same thing. He said the keys are there. Use my gym as much as you want. Started training Lewis and a few of his friends, and then literally it just went from strength to strength. He got me a few more people. Started advertising it, and then it was just growing and growing and growing. And then that's how I met Little Lightning. His dad contacted me, said could I do some training with him, and then yeah, we started training him, and then he done me a gym in Dartford, got me a gym in Dartford, and started using that. At Reflections Gym, they got like weights and fitness downstairs, but they built a boxing gym upstairs. And yeah, he said train Lightning there and use it as you want. So and then from then it was just all systems go.
So, when you were like during boxing, did you, is that what you kind of wanted to do? Is that like an easy transition for you to, once you finish your kind of boxing, is to do PTs, do training? Is that what, once you actually finished your career, you're going to kind of transition to full time?
Yeah, 100%. Now I've done it and I know it works because it was like the unknown. I didn't know that when I first started. It was like I have a few clients here, a few clients there, and but I doing it from 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 when I like stopped to come up here. People like went mad. You know what I mean? All my clients and that. Oh, they couldn't believe I've stopped, but they all knew. And I always told them I was going back to boxing, so they all knew. Do you know what I mean? They all knew I was going back, but I think they gutted that I'm back training, but happy at that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they want to see me back in the rings. But I've told them all after I'm done with boxing, I'll be getting my own gym and I'll be start. Definitely, that's what I'll be doing.
So do you think you'll start getting your actual trainer's license? So maybe do the amateurs or the pros, actually become a full time trainer?
Yeah, I think I'd like to be involved with boxing. And not too sure amateur or pro, but I'd like to be definitely involved still around boxing.
Would you consider the management route as well?
Oh, it's too much stress.
Yeah, fair enough. I suppose, you know, kind of being in the position that you are, it's like your best place to kind of manage. You've seen quite a few people. Billy Joe Saunders is doing it, and Dave Allen's
Yeah,
doing it, or did it with his kid, didn't he? And obviously Joshua's doing it, Dillian White's doing it. It kind of seems to be the new wave of pro boxers still like managing, doesn't it?
yeah. Danny, Dave Allen's boy who's kind of mentoring Danny Morrell. He's training up here now. He's in the Ingle gym and he had his debut the other day. And he last week it was. He boxed really well. Yeah, he's a good kid. He's was back in the gym the next day. Do you know what I mean? He's really dedicated and he's definitely one to watch.
Who else in the Ingle gym that we may not have, like, say, heard of is, like ones to watch that are just kind of like turning over?
There's a guy Beckham. he's been in the England gym for a few years now. He's definitely he's trains really hard. He's definitely one to watch. He's a good fighter. I think he's 2-0 as a pro. Not with the Inglewood, but he's over here now. He's at the Inglewood gym, and yeah, once he starts fighting over here, I think he's definitely going to be one to watch.
Yeah, definitely. What would be quite good just to kind of revisit, like go back some years and kind of be interesting to find out like exactly how your route into boxing took its course. Like,
Yeah,
what was your like earliest memory of boxing, and who or what influenced you to kind of take it up?
yeah. I remember Prince Nazim. I used to go to my great nan's house and watch Prince Nazim because she had I don't know if it was Sky or whatever it was, like pay-per-view TV, whatever it was, when I was watching them. But I remember going and watching Prince Nazim, and then I used to say, that's going to be me. I want to do that one day. I want to be like that. And I just grew up watching him. And then my dad worked for Sid Khan, who runs Elswood Amateur Boxing Club. I lived in Battersea, so going to Wandsworth, Elswood. So I used to like beg my mum, can I go training? But I don't think my mum was a big fan of it. But I got to about 7, and she let me go, and and I just fell in love. I loved it, loved the training. And Richard Williams was in the gym at the time, and I remember him. He was boxing. I remember watching him in the ABAs, and he turned pro, done really well. Won a version of the world title, won the IBO title. Boxed Sergio Martinez, and I remember going to watch all his fights. And I just loved the boxing, and then started and done really well. I think I had a few bouts, and then went in the schoolboy championships the first year, got to the final, and then I lost in the final. But then I got a letter to go to an England camp, and then got picked to box for England in the Four Nations. Then I won a gold medal, and then I was on England teams, on England training camps, and then I was all from the age of probably 12, 13. I was always round on the England setups and going away fighting, boxing and training, and yeah, I've had some good memories. Went to loads of like tournaments away. Not so long ago, I tweeted a picture and posted a picture. Was England versus USA. There was me, James DeGale, Billy Joe Saunders, and Tyson Fury all on the same team. And just looking back, do you know what I mean? They've all gone and won a world title, so I better hurry up and get mine.
When you kind of started entering these like competitions and that, was your mum still like kind of like, oh, I don't want you doing it, or was she like fully like behind you at that point?
No, she don't. She don't want me doing boxing. Even now, I'm coming back to it. She hates it. She hates it. I don't think she'd be coming to watch. I've got to get back, like coming, because she never used to come and watch me, and then she started coming and watch a few of my fights, and then yeah, she was not watching. She would come to the arena, see me walk in, and then walk out when I was fighting. Then slowly, she'd be watching, and yeah, after the last one, I don't think she'll ever come. I don't think she'll come to the arena now.
When you like turned pro, like, did you envisage that you would kind of do what you went on to do? Winning the British outright, fighting for the European, when you first like turned professional.
Yeah, I always said I wanted to be British champion, and not just be a British champion. I wanted to win it outright. That was my goal in boxing. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, everyone wants to be a world champion and go on and win a world title. But just that British title, when I used to go and watch like pro shows and just see that belt, I just wanted one, and I wanted one myself, and wanted one to keep. And then I knew you had to defend it 3 times to win it outright, and no one was telling me no different. To be honest, I probably lost out on good opportunities, getting other fights. Me being stubborn and wanted to hang around and defend the British title. But I'm glad no one can take that off me now. That's in the record books, and that's with me for life.
Where is your British title now?
It's at home. It was at my sister's, but she needed to clear some space, so yeah, she packed up my belts, and they're at home with me now.
What was the highlight of your kind of professional career? Was it winning like the British for the first time, or was it winning it outright, or any other?
Yeah, winning it the first time. Obviously, I boxed for it in 2014 against Frankie Gavin, and I believe I won that fight. So there's a lot of other people. So having it taken away from me, do you know what I mean? It was. I thought I'd done enough to win that fight, and then it was a rebuild process. And then on 2 years later, in 2016, I obviously went up to Birmingham and boxed Sam Egerton, and at the time he was smashing everyone. Yeah, he was like knocking everyone out, and I was a big underdog going into that fight. It was on the Matchroom show. I was with Frank and Box Nation. It was on Sky TV, so it was all against me. Do you know what I mean? But I was so confident. That was my night, and I think that was one of my best performances to date. And winning that belt away from home, it was my best achievement.
Yeah, I remember that fight. You had like the Box Nation on your shorts, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to keep them. I had to keep them like hidden away right until the last minute doing the ring walk in case someone from Sky like told me I can't wear them.
Obviously,
hope that don't come back to bite me in the arse now.
Talking of like the Frankie Gavin fight, I obviously like you guys had your kind of back and forth for a kind of number of years. Is there any part of you that kind of wishes that you just did run it back?
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to actually. I believe I beat him in, but I'd love to beat him and like obviously get the win. But you know what done it for me? After I beat Sam Egerton and beat him well, Sam went and smashed him, stopped him. So that was my win. Do you know what I mean?
When you're going into fighting someone, do you get more hyped when there's a bit of like kind of animosity or beef or anything like that, or do you prefer it where it's kind of respectful and then you talk properly?
To be honest, I don't. I'm not that sort of person, but I don't know what it was with him. I think it got the fight got put back a few times, and it just I felt like he was just messing me around, and he was mandatory, so I had to fight him, and then I think he boxed a journeyman and then got a draw, and then he was boxing me, and then I remember he just was like had like a smug look on his face, and I just was trying to. I just remember just thinking I'm gonna smash you to bits, and I'm not really like that. I'm not one for that. Then he had an argument with my brother-in-law at the weigh-in, and then I just thought I'm just gonna go in there and smash you up, and it was the wrong thing because I went in there in the first couple of rounds he half beat me. Do you know what I mean? I was so focused on just hurting him, it nearly like backfired because he was just poking, and I was just looking for these big shots, and he probably won the first 2 rounds, and then I caught him in the third, I think, and then he went over, and I thought, yeah, I've got you now. But he was tough. He lasted another 2 rounds. I think I got rid of him in the fifth. But yeah, done.
One thing we were kind of talking before about like your ring walk.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably don't know that's the song that you used by Johnny Cash, Black Ops.
Yeah.
Like you know him for quite some time. Is that one of the reasons why you use that as a ring walk?
Yeah, he always tells me come down to the studio, come down, we'll get a tune sorted with, and then didn't for a long time, and then it was my British title against Egerton. That's when I first used it, and the amount of messages and everyone was like, what's that tune? And he done good with it. He put the Superman obviously intro bit and mixed it up a bit, and something special for me. My old manager Dean Powell, he on his on his voicemail, he would have the Michael Caine, like, "You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off." He put that in there for me. So yeah, it was good. And then he's done me a few, but I've always stuck sort of with the same one. But I'm sure on the comeback, I'll have a few more waiting for me.
You mentioned about people tweeting you. I was one of them people that tweeted you, not for because I knew the song because I had it on vinyl.
Yeah.
But I just remember tweeting you. It was nice to kind of hear that sort of music. Like, you don't really hear it. It's more, I don't know, like jump up tunes, or kind of sing along tunes, isn't it? And it was
Yeah.
it was like a moody tune to come out with, like, and it worked well because of the fight. Do you know what I mean? And being a middleweight
definitely.
fighter and what have you. So that was quite
Yeah.
cool. So if you do come back, you're gonna use that tune, or you're gonna go for something new?
I'll probably change it up, but still obviously have Johnny do me a tune. But he's got so much new stuff and old stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's always in. He lives in that studio, so yeah, I'll pop down. I'll pop over and see him, and then we get something new. I think we get something good. He's already messaged me, actually. He said, when he's obviously knew I was coming back, he said he's going to get something good for me.
Yeah, that'd be good. All right, well, I'll just end the interview by just, like, thanking you for your time and stuff.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, mate.
That's right. And just for people that don't know your social media, do you want to shout it out?
Yeah. It's just at Bradley Skeete on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Bradley Skeete, at Bradley Skeete. Yeah, just give me a follow and I'll be back soon.